Welcome, everyone, to T-Minus, the podcast presented by 321. I'm your host, Daniel Melick.
I'm Jeff Malchek.
Trevor Theodore.
And Maddie Gomez.
Hey, Maddie. Welcome to the show.
Welcome.
Podcast episode.
Goodbye forever.
Thank you.
Yes.
Whoa.
Yep, this is our
Maddie.
second to last day. Tomorrow's the last day.
Maddie's in her internship program, and tomorrow is her last day, going
true.
back to the Big O.
How do you feel about it?
I feel all right. I mean, I'm sad. I've made a lot of good connections here.
Couple friends?
A couple friends, a little bit of networking, maybe.
A little bit of networking done.
Good segue. Very good segue. You're a pure natural at this.
Yep.
I try my best.
I see that.
Knows how to podcast.
So, today's episode is a little different. We're going to have a little fun, and it's brought to you by Cajuns. Well, actually, we're not sponsored at all.
I was about to say, are they sponsoring this?
No, we just actually bought the product because it's fun.
Yeah, it's
We
not.
will review it, though.
Yes, we will. So it is
boy.
the Reaper Super Hot Salsa, and we're going to play a little game while we podcast, and what we're going to do is every single person that dips and eats while we have a conversation gets a point, and whoever has the most at the end wins.
Oh, we're doing points now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tallies.
Makes it a little more
Okay.
fun.
Very
yeah.
serious.
I like
Tallies.
this.
Little gamifying podcast.
Who's the better digital strategist,
This is
Jeff?
yeah, exactly. This is made out of Carolina Reaper peppers, habanero peppers, and a lot of other hot crap in here.
Don't forget the sugar.
Yeah, and a lot of sugar. I think it's around 350,000 Scoville, which is, if you want to have a measurement, it's a jalapeno is like 5,000 Scoville.
It's mostly just small
All right.
beans.
Yeah, so
Let's do this.
This
I want
should
my
be
points.
fun. Everyone eat, and we can have a conversation.
Oh, great.
Let's do this. Get a big guy.
Uh,
Here we go.
I'm not looking forward to this.
Me either. I have the beer.
Oh, you got a tiny one.
Fine.
I can taste it off the bat.
It's actually pretty good,
It is pretty good.
but eating it, a lot of it, I can see how this is going
Minus
to
a
suck.
point for taking a drink of milk.
No.
So the strategy there is
All
to
the
drink
beer
more
you
milk
want,
at once,
though.
then.
All the beer you want,
All
because it
the
makes
beer
it
you
worse,
want.
actually. Yeah, citrus actually makes it worse. So
Oh, it does?
Yeah, go ahead. Drink a beer.
No.
Have a good time. You're okay. Right, Jeff?
I'm fine.
All right.
Tally your own
We're having
points.
fun.
Tally your own points.
Was it last Friday, right? Was Creative Mornings?
Yeah.
Yep.
Right. So we had an event at our place. It was Creative Mornings. Lady came in, spoke. About 70, 80 people were here. It was a good morning, but the problem is we had a lot
That's
of people.
one down.
A lot of people
Crossed out.
also had to work during the same time. So I think really, I guess, collaborating and networking with the community was a little difficult because here we actually had to work.
Right.
We had our job still to do and weren't there to actually network. So it's a little difficult, but I do like networking events. I like going to meet
Absolutely.
new people, especially in our industry, to see what they're doing. And it's obviously it's competition when we see other agencies, but at the same time, I think we all respect what we do.
Good to know.
regardless.
Make friends, share ideas if you can.
And every agency knows everyone kind of in the network. It's not 6 degrees of separation. It's usually like 1 or 2 degrees.
Right.
So
That was that was like my first experience actually
Really?
with any networking and like the agency world. Just
That's a big first bite. It's hurting.
I can
It's hurting
see
a
it.
little bit.
Zoom in on this man's face.
Keep going, though.
Anyways, yeah, it was my first experience, just especially coming from Ohio State. I'm not from Orlando, so I'm actually not as familiar with all the agencies as you guys are. So it was kind of cool seeing people come in and genuinely interested in the topic and wanting to learn and talk with each other and just grow as professionals and as creatives.
But do you feel like you're in Ohio State, which is one of the biggest colleges in the nation, and I think they probably have a really good network when it comes to alumni and those kind of things,
sure.
associations.
So bigger than UCF?
They're
It's
actually
really big.
It goes ASU, UCF, and Ohio State. They're the top 3, always switching around.
Right. So for you, how are you involved in that network?
See, I was born and raised in the south suburbs of Chicago, so I'm actually from a pretty big community as it is. But then Ohio State opened up even more doors because not only are alumni of Ohio State like big fans, but they really make everyone know it. So there's a lot of networking opportunities in Columbus for sure,
Right.
but growing outside, even like I've gotten LinkedIn notifications in Orlando, like so and so many people are near you with these positions, and the common link there is the Ohio State thing. So I guess I just belong in the network right now. I haven't really gotten the chance to utilize it yet, but once I finish up senior year here, it's going to really open up for me, I think.
I would start now.
Yep.
Well, yeah, there's that. I do want to have a job.
I would start now. It's going to be difficult afterwards.
They do have a lot of job fairs and things, but I think what's a little bit discouraging about those is that they just seem like feeder positions. You know,
That-
just grind
yeah.
jobs, and I want to jump into something where I know I have growth or a potential growth. You know, so that's I guess my biggest concern. Do you guys have any advice for that? Like, how would I differentiate myself, or where should I start looking?
Well, I guess for one, let's backtrack. Exactly. Do you know exactly what you want to do? Yep.
I think after the agency. Hold on, I'm trying to get my chip here.
Slide
After
one
the
on in.
agency.
I'm gonna need you to get a little more. That doesn't count right now.
I'm calling. I'm
Hey,
trying. Do you see
hey.
it slipping off?
You all right there, Jeff?
There you go.
Okay.
Fine.
You're a
This is
little quiet.
fine.
You're a little quiet.
We're having fun. We like to have fun here.
Here we go. Point number 3. Point number 3 in the bag.
I'm gonna get 3 right now. I just got 2. Anyways, agency life. I think I love it.
Okay.
I mean, it's my only experience I have so far, as professionally as I have had here. But
3, 2, 1, represent.
I love 321. I'm about to rep 321 all over Columbus. They're gonna be like, I put you
All
guys
the
stuff-
swag you got.
Absolutely. I put it on my story all the time, and I no less than 3 times a day. If I put something on there, everyone's like, "Where do you work?" You know, Shark Attacks and Maddie Palooza.
There you go. You really want to put that in there, don't
I
you?
need Maddie Palooza
Yeah,
to
you
be
really wanted to
known.
put that in there.
It's my last day, Maddie Palooza, Friday.
We're advertising on Facebook, Google,
Yeah.
the radio even.
Have an event for it. Okay. So it's more agency that you like, but it's difficult for you. I guess not difficult, but you really don't know where to hone in yet.
Right.
Oh, it's burning. It's burning.
So out of all the positions here, where do you feel your skill set lies?
Well, coming in as a project manager or management intern, I think I was expecting just more task allocation. But I think I've learned more through having just all these like odds and ends tasks, like different coding things and what else did I do? Like some weird design stuff and putting stuff in Shopify, like things I never knew about to begin with. It has really opened my eyes, and I think I want to be. I mean, ideally, of course, I want to be in a boss position because I want to know, or I want to have a little bit of info on everything. So
Right.
I think my way in, though, would maybe be, it sounds kind of weird because I haven't had any experience with it here, but maybe like sales, like
Okay.
jump in the old Carrie Sobel boat, you know?
Understood. That means you really have to fall in love with the ins and outs of networking
Yeah.
and technology. So networking is going to be huge if that's the... Obviously, you're good with people. So I think that's a good route to go. But... Finish, please.
Oh man. No, I think what you said earlier, just about going to like the career fairs and stuff like that. I wouldn't say that's necessarily like a networking thing, because I know we've presented at like UCF's intern pursuit and stuff like that, and it's a lot of just giving out resumes. And it's so hard to make a memorable impression on those people. Very few did on us when we presented there. I think going to those like panels and stuff, like how I actually met Carrie and got this job through a networking event at
Really?
UCF. Yeah, so something that UCF does very, very well is they provide a ton of extra resources where you can go and meet like big business, or not even big business owners, but like small business owners in like the Orlando area and stuff like that, that you can end up, getting a job.
Right.
So,
See, I think that brought something interesting to me. I guess like strategy-wise, I'm thinking about jumping in on the small business route, getting all of the experience out of the way, and then trying to have that on my resume if I ever decided to go corporate, like big dog
Don't.
style. Don't go corporate.
decide to go corporate.
I wouldn't say don't. It's
I say don't.
It's a different beast.
I just think that's the route I plan on taking. If I go corporate, I'm saying, but I want to definitely start agency life. I want to start small business.
You'll get paid for it.
Jump up for it,
If you go corporate, you'll get paid for it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Get the experience now.
The
jump in
lifestyle,
later.
though, is so completely different. I would not.
Agreed, 100% it
I
is.
would not take a corporate job for 1.5 times the pay, maybe double the pay. But 1.5 times the pay, I would not take a corporate job just because I love the lifestyle. Way less micromanaged. I'm trusted and my opinion's valued. If you're in a corporate position and you have like observations and like optimizations to make, especially in our job as like digital strategists, you have to go through so much red tape to actually do that. By the time you get the chance to do it, it's too late. Or you've already lost out on a lot. So for me especially, it's definitely not my first choice.
Right.
But like what you were saying, the Carrie Sobel boat, that's anti-corporate.
Right.
Completely. That's entrepreneur.
If I get big enough, that's when I go corporate. That's not the goal, though. That's just like, it's around.
Well,
it's in the air. I'm
it's
too young.
there.
I'm 22 years old, you know? Let me
It's there.
figure it out first.
So, if like more of the account sales role you want to go, you really have to understand kind of every aspect of the business. That's the tough part, right? Because most of the time we say funnel in on what you want to do, but the funneling on sales is kind of you need to have the touch point and have a conversation
Everything.
and be able to have a competent, dialect with somebody to sell, right? You need to know what you're selling.
Right.
So growing that experience is going to be a little tougher because now it is kind of a jack of all trades. I hate to say it. It is when it comes to sales because the sales part is the skill set, right? Being able to sell is a skill set within itself.
Oh, absolutely.
Then the jack of all trades is the knowledge base that you need to have within the agency. So
100%.
I think dabbling in understanding how we do our job, how creative does their job, how PMs do their job, how developers do their jobs. Understanding all those in a way where you can articulate what someone needs and then strategically think about how to sell to them.
Be able to talk about it.
That's where I
Yeah.
think the focus is. That's a little tougher, to be honest with you, because it's not funneling on just one thing. That means you're touching a lot of other aspects.
Right. I think that's been a helpful part of the internship. I mean, as I mentioned earlier, I've really kind of jumped around with tasks because it's interesting to try to like focus on a project management intern. Like, what can you really give them? Because they're just getting into things. You don't want to give a whole client out, So I've really had like kind of a jack of all trades, master of none kind of thing going right now.
That kind of is a project management intern.
It is,
actually.
actually.
Because project management jobs, you're not managing just the digital department or just the development department. You're getting a little bit of each. So that's something I do recommend when interns come up and stuff like that is if they haven't really found like what they want to do yet, that's a great position to get into because you kind of oversee what everyone's doing. So you kind of get like a taste of it, and then you might find something that you're really interested in.
I think one thing I forgot to mention earlier too is I don't know nearly enough about it, but I would love to dive into SEO more.
Really?
Yeah, I think there's a lot
I
of
thought
value
so
in
at
that.
first too.
There's a lot of value. You thought you did?
I thought I did too, and I was like, "Oh wow, this seems so cool! Like it's so valuable to businesses
It
and
is
stuff like
valuable.
that. It is super valuable,
But
Super tedious.
so tedious.
Well, that's
It's
what-
the tedious thing you've ever done in your life."
Those are some of the tasks I've had to do. Just fix all of these links. Find
Right.
the right page it's supposed to go to, and
Right,
I mean
right.
it was such a small scale, right? I mean it's
So-
not like I understand it to the fullest, but
yeah, actually, let me backtrack. I think the best route for you to go and to focus on is project management. You have the skill set to sell. So for you to understand how each department works, actually is project management because you need to know how each department works.
And it's very client facing.
And usually when it comes to agencies, the PM is client facing and has to upsell a lot, right, and have those conversations. So to you,
There you go, bud. Get in there.
I think project management might be a good route for you to go, to focus on, right? Account executive, account manager, you can call it
Right,
whatever
right.
you want to call it. Because that would help you really understand how to build a website, right? How design works, how strategy works, how anything else in this agency works, videography. And once you get that process down, agencies are looking for people that understand that process because it kind of coincides with every other department. And then you can really dive in and really learn what each department does as you grow. Because that's how I learned, is I actually started as a coordinator.
that's actually leading into I have a really good question. Trevor kind of already answered it earlier, but maybe for Jeff and you, Dan, did you guys feel that you had any breakthrough connections in networking that really got you where you wanted to go, or you met someone that was really important, or what? Like, was there anything that you just noticed one day, like, wow, if I didn't meet them, I probably wouldn't be where I am today?
There's a lot of stepping stones in that conversation.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I can think of a micro example would be I was able to get a couple job interviews and eventually got a job at an agency because of my involvement in a professional organization. I used to be on the board of Add to Orlando, and I was working in different committees, like helping organize different events and speakers and stuff like that. And kind of through that, I was able to make connections with people who, didn't really know very many people in the market with, my skill set as far as like digital strategy and SEM. And paid media. I think a big part of it is getting involved in those professional organizations and, especially going a step above. Rather than just going to network outings, like get involved. Like there's a bunch of organizations in Orlando and Ohio, New York, whatever. Add to AIGA, organizations like that are all about young professionals and giving them the opportunity to network and meet those people and make those connections.
It hurts when it talks, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
My tongue is like salivating so bad.
I'm gonna be
The
honest.
more you
I think
talk-
I'm in the lead. Just want
Oh
to let
my
you guys
God.
know.
I doubt it.
I'm there.
I'm in the lead
I've been
right now.
going. But
We're gonna
the
go
more I
back through and tally 'em up
The more I
later.
talk, the more it hurts.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
That's been my strategy, you guys.
The sides of my tongue are like numb entirely.
I feel that too. I thought it was just me.
I'm trying to drink as little milk as possible. I took one sip.
I have not taken a sip yet.
You're a trooper.
you're a beast.
I feel like
I'm not
we
gonna lie,
should be
you are a
taking
beast.
away points for milk drinking.
That's how I'm treating it in my mind right now.
All right.
I'm the intramural chair for my sorority. It's all competition. It's all game.
What sorority are you in?
Zeta Tau Alpha.
Okay. Don't know anything about that, but all right.
They're big dogs. Pretty solid.
Oh, I'm sweating.
Don't know anything about that. He's like, I need a segue. I need to get something out there because
Yeah.
I can think.
Woo!
So you're going in your senior year.
I am.
Final senior year or first senior year?
First senior year,
Okay.
final senior year.
Okay,
I
both
plan on
together.
graduating in the spring. Yeah. 4 years done. Not trying to hang out.
Opposite of me.
Yeah, I know people that are in their fifth senior year. So
Me.
he's forever going to be a senior. Okay. So this is your first internship?
Yes.
Okay. So you got your feet wet finally
Yes. Yes.
in the market. Okay. So I'd say have a game plan going back home to get into account management as much as possible.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'll take that to heart.
I would add more right now, but
I know it just kind
I'm
of hit
trying to
me.
wait for someone else to talk.
Oh my god.
all
dude.
that talking just now really kind of caught up with my mouth.
Talking makes it worse.
That's what I'm
literally.
saying.
Yeah, any
Air.
passage of air like over the tongue
Air.
is just like causing it to go on fire.
I'm sweating a little. My hands are a little sweaty right now. I'm just-
Yeah, I'm gripping on.
Dude, my face is about as red as your hat right now.
Woo.
Yeah. Matt's like, it's not that bad. I'm like, yeah, keep eating it. Oh,
I think I'm like 7 deep right now.
I
stopped-
think I'm a little further.
I think I have
Stop
3.
Yeah, you've been awful quiet.
Yeah,
Over there.
sorry guys. Spicy foods is not my forte. I got a fun story about that.
Why don't you tell it while we all try to take a breather?
When I was, Jesus Christ, 5, 6 years old, Mom, maybe you can correct me if you're listening to this, but my brother and I were playing with our dog's walking leash, and on the end of it, my mom had a can of pepper spray,
my
just in
gosh.
case. We didn't know what it was. We just like saw like little unmarked spray bottle. It goes into one of our faces. I can't remember who. Don't know who's to blame, but me and my brother were playing with it, and we both got pepper spray so up in our faces and shit like that. We had to like drink milk and like pour milk over our eyes
Oh
and
my
everything. Like it was like insane. It was like one of the most traumatic childhood memories I could think of. So much so that like the mention of spicy, hot, like warm, just like any sort of like idea of heat coming from food, like I didn't have until like well after college.
I got riot spray in my eyes once.
I was about to mention that. That was a big thing when Ohio State won the national championship 2014.
A bunch of people got riot sprayed.
Pepper spray, because that's
Yeah.
a big thing, is to go and try to take down the goalpost.
Oh wow.
So people were.
What'd you
they
get
broke
riot
down the
spray
field.
for?
I didn't get riot sprayed. I got riot spray in my eyes.
Okay, explain how you were at
Let's
this
get there.
proximity
Yeah.
to riot.
Don't try to
spray.
go past that.
So we were cleaning up my grandfather's house, and he had one in there.
He had riot spray just
Riot
for fun,
spray.
just
Yeah.
casual grandpa garage.
Well, he's got
They had more fun toys back then.
it was out in the middle of nowhere.
Libertarians.
Yep, exactly. But I was messing around with it, and I sprayed a little bit of it, and a ton of it got on my fingers, and I completely forgot about it for like 5 minutes, and then I ended up rubbing my eye.
Oh.
And then it went like directly into my eye. The whole thing turned like completely red. It sucked. I couldn't get it out for like a long, long time, like hours.
Surprised your hands weren't burning.
No, not really. You could barely feel it. It was just as soon as it made contact with like my eyelid, it was just like directly in, and my whole eye got like bloodshot. It sucked.
Oh.
I feel like this is a little worse though.
This is worse than that?
No, not really. But
Start committing
My
crimes.
tongue is on
Take it
Deliberately
down.
doing it. We're deliberately doing this.
I don't know why.
and it's
'Cause
so
it's fun.
sweet too, right when you put it
I
in your
know.
mouth. It's like, oh, this is good.
It does taste good. It does.
It's like the review said. They're
It's just like the reviews.
A little bit of citrus, and then it gets real sneaky. Pulls
All
a
right.
little sneaky sneak.
Favorite networking events?
Oh yeah, Creative Mornings.
Anybody?
Last Friday.
Creative mornings. First networking event.
First and favorite.
No, there's a a ton of good ones downtown. What do we got? Add to. We have a culture committee that we
Oh yeah.
started doing. So we're talking about networking events we can go to. Happy hours and stuff like that. Jeff's actually the culture committee commissioner. Huh? Tips on networking, bud?
Go out and do it. It's not hard. I think it's very intimidating. A lot of people ask for networking tips, and I feel like it's easier to go down a list of what not to do at networking events.
Ooh. Do go down that list,
Really?
please.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's hear that.
Well, I think I think it's more geared towards graduating college students and younger professionals. And that is like I said, I was involved with Ad2 for a while, and so one of the biggest things that we had was we had like about 3 types of students. Normal types of students who are just there to learn, network, meet people and stuff like that. Good for you. The second type was someone who was there on assignment from class. Some of these college classes will tell their students
Yep.
for grades,
Extra credit or anything?
well, not extra credit or for a grade in their class or something like that. You have to go to a networking event, so they go and check that box. And then the third person is the person who assumes that everyone in the room can get them a job. I understand that the being new to networking and wanting to get yourself out there kind of turns you into a salesperson. You want to go out there, shake people's hands, talk to them, and usually within first 5 minutes, once they find out where you work, they'll ask you if you have openings, and it's just like, dude, I'm here to network too. How do you know that I'm not trying to leave my job?
So the best thing about networking events,
Yeah.
though, isn't even making. I don't want to say not making connections, but making relationships.
Yeah, and that's
Yeah.
my advice is just don't go in there looking for jobs. Go in there looking for friends. Friends will help you out.
Exactly.
Help you get a job.
Like-minded people
Yeah,
to have conversations with.
yeah.
This was the first job that I didn't get from having a friend. If that says anything.
Yeah.
I always ask my friends, who's hiring, what do you guys do, stuff like that. So if you can make those connections, they're a lot more likely to refer you to, rather than just some person you met at a networking event that asked for a job.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the biggest tips when you go into a networking event is, one, understand why you're there and have that focus. Because we all just, based on psychology, we all kind of gather to the people that feel like-minded with and just hang out there, right? Networking is about understanding everyone. I'd say 2 is go into every conversation like a Q&A, right? To be honest, everyone loves talking about themselves. So ask questions and have
Right.
like you're interviewing basically. Oh, what do you
Absolutely.
do? Where do you work? What do they do? How'd you get into it? Blah 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 blah. So you're not really talking too much. You're letting them talk, but it's a conversation. Oh, and if you always have those predetermined questions in your head, it's a lot easier to walk up to someone and have a conversation because you're not thinking, I don't know what to do, right? Because a lot of people get socially awkward in those scenarios.
Yeah.
And you all know why you're there. It's not just to drink beer and just to talk to your friend. You're there to actually have conversations with different people and build a community. So do that, right? So we think everyone's just going to come up to you and start talking. No, you have to initiate usually.
Which most people, if you do that, if you initiate, they're way more nervous than you are. Because a lot of people go to those, I never went to networking groups with friends. I always started going to them alone because nobody wanted to go with them with me. So I just walk up into a group of people, introduce myself, and I was like, oh, this isn't bad at all. And then everybody started asking me questions. I'm like, okay, I can just talk about myself.
Yeah, it's way easier for you to go up and do the introduction than to stand there and wait for somebody to introduce themselves to you.
Way less awkward.
You know, like again, like and this isn't geared towards students. This is geared towards anyone. You know, plenty of people at Ad 2 will just kind of come, stand in the corner and have their couple beers. You know, they might be there with a friend or two, and then they'll leave. Especially being a board member of Ad 2, I'm, have my own personal goal of making sure that anybody who comes to events is talking with somebody, is networking, and enjoying themselves and stuff like that. So it kind of forces, the organization to go out there and be like, that person, go. But again, I mean, that's dependent on the organization and the individuals in it. So
most of them are not that well run.
Yeah, exactly. Most of them are run by people just, part time, putting in like 2, 3, 5 hours a week at most. So
I was like in and out of that one just now.
Yeah.
I was thinking about how much my mouth is like salivating.
So much on fire right now.
Every single time I talk, it hurts
You're
more.
trying to catch up. I can see you.
I
You
win.
started making moves.
I
'cause
guarantee
saw
you
me
I'm
get
winning.
ahead. No.
Guarantee you.
I'm close.
Guarantee
I'm telling
I'm
you, I'm
winning.
close.
This would be a nail biter.
Oh, I feel awful.
I still haven't taken a sip of milk, just so you guys know.
I've taken 2.
We're all very proud.
Sorry, Jeff. No need to be salty over taking 5 chips so far.
Hey,
Not even.
this has got to be 6.
Oh, it hurts. The pain.
It hurts so good.
Milk is actually a good choice.
Yes. So, what are you majoring in right now?
Marketing.
Just in general.
Marketing, well, I'm at the Fisher College of Business.
Okay.
It's a business administration degree with a specialization in marketing.
So here's the question, the money question. What you're learning in marketing, does it relate to what you do here?
Well, not trying to tear down the university by any means.
Don't worry. UCF got their share.
Not quite. I mean, I think it's definitely a really great foundation. Everything that I've started to learn. I mean, I still have a year left, so I mean, I'm sure I've got a lot more to dive into. But how much I've learned at 321 in a summer's time is like it's blown my mind, quite honestly, because it's just things. They're things that I didn't know even existed before, and how important they are. Like if you would have told me the letters SEO,
Right.
I would have no idea. I would be like, oh, what's that mean? Or like even like HTML is coding stuff. Like I didn't know that, and like what you do, Trevor, like things of that nature. I didn't understand that they were that intense.
Don't even know what to call them.
I don't.
Things you do.
Things you do, like like all these ads and like I know everyone knows you gotta like pick an audience, right? But like the way you narrow them down and all of the tools that even something as simple as Facebook gives you, like this, I had no introduction to this, and I don't really. Hopefully, I'm not jumping the gun, but I don't really expect to get an introduction formally through Ohio State either. So. I hope that kind of answers your question.
I kind of already knew, to be honest, because I've never met a student at a formal university that's like, oh yeah, everything that I've learned translates perfectly, or even a quarter. I mean, I believe that it is foundational, though. Like, you understand what campaigns are. You understood what marketing is as
In a
whole,
traditional
in a
sense.
traditional sense. So it kind of translates a little bit, but.
Not
For
the ways you think.
Is what are you doing outside of college to learn more about here? Not here in general, but the industry.
Are you asking me?
Yeah.
Is that the question? Well, my biggest influence, I think, in just the business world in general has been my dad. Mm-hmm. Because when I was in middle school, he actually went back and got his master's from Northwestern.
Okay.
In management, actually. Yeah. And or operations, I think. I'm not sure. I mean, it was Northwestern, so I didn't really care. It was just some insane, smart, and I was surrounded by some really smart adults at like such a impressionable age. That were constantly talking about all these different business ideas, and I guess I just kind of like grasped onto it quickly, and so I asked my dad a lot of advice because I see him as a pretty valuable source.
Right.
Other than that, I mean, I've got some basic club involvement on campus. I don't think that's more so just like resume building material. It doesn't seem like I'm learning too much. I've actually, just in talking with the other interns here, been introduced to a cool couple of blogs that go into just completely educating yourself on things like development and ads and all of that, just stuff I didn't really know much about. So I think I definitely have been given the resources here or kind of led to, and it's just kind of up to me now to really utilize them.
Okay. Well, I think we all can collectively give you a bunch of resources you can start with, and obviously it's up to you how far you want to take it. But I think that's a good starting point for you, to be honest, to take you to the next level of getting experience before you even graduate to look for that job.
You need tissue, bud? Yeah, my mouth is real hurting.
Your eyes are watering pretty
Yeah,
bad.
they're pretty bad.
My eyes have not gotten to that. My nose, my left nostril specifically, must be not holding its own weight right now.
I
been
wish
weak.
my tongue was numb because it is on fire.
Yeah.
It physically hurts.
Any like sort of breathing. Oh, it just makes it worse.
Why do we do this to ourselves?
Why does air hurt?
Oh.
I'm still going.
And that's all the time we have.
Yeah, so we'll tally up because I lost count of how much I ate.
We'll declare a winner.
We'll declare a winner after this.
Last points.
Last one's in.
Fine.
God damn
I
it. Damn
hate
it.
solidarity.
Excuse me.
Just gotta eat more than Maddie. Uh-oh.
No, we're not doing this.
Oh, shit.
I'm not.
Last points.
I'm finishing these bowls.
All right. That's it.
Time,
point.
time.
One more.
That's it.
You're supposed to on the chip.
Time. All right.
No milk, by the way.
You're a beast. You're a beast, Maddie. I'm not going to lie. You're a beast.
She's not even tearing up. Look at
But
her.
if anyone has questions, comments, leave them below. Appreciate it, Maddie. You are a
Gentlewoman.
lady and a scholar.
Scholar.
Yeah.
Gentle woman.
Gentle lady and a scholar.
Thanks for having me. Thanks for having me this summer. I mean,
No, of course.
I've had a blast at 321. If you're listening out there and you don't know what it is, definitely check out the website. Look into internships. I was the only one from up north. So,
You
are. It's Florida's little gem right now, so everyone should check it out real quick.
Go Chicago.
Appreciate the plug.
Chicago Sox, South Side. Don't worry about that.
All right.